The opinions, beliefs, and viewpoints expressed on today's radio show and their guests do not necessarily reflect the opinions, beliefs, and viewpoints of Easy Way Broadcasting.
Welcome to Radio Boomers Live, the show about all things human from a baby boomer's perspective. All things hot and all things not. News, reviews, interviews, chat, tech, and what's next. And here are your hosts, Retha Gray from Betty White's Off Their Rockers, and Easy's dad, Jim Zulli.
Good morning, Radio Boomer Livers out there.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Should I do my thing here?
We apologize for the last-minute change here. Yeah, Dad, do your intro. This is Eric Zulli hosting with James Zulli. It's his show, and I'm co-hosting with my dad here on Radio Boomers Live. Dad, go ahead and let's
give a little intro there. It's intro time. Good morning, Radio Boomers Live listeners around the world. Good morning to our Easy Way family. And I always say our superstar host of the show. Oh, I don't like. You should blurt me out a little bit. I don't look so great in the morning, but no, it's going to be an amazing time. Here we got Carmelita's Corner, and it's the guests are so interesting. It's I take notes every time we have guests on. But here we are, April 8th, guys, 2024.
Yeah, Dad, I'm excited. And there's so many new announcements with the podcasting world, and we got the big Easy Way mega pitch party coming up on this Thursday, April 11th. April 11th is where it's at. And you guys can come on and pitch your purpose, pitch your products, your service, all for free, and network with our social network, with our community, Easy Way Family Community, which is now officially broken 2,500 high quality members in the Easy Way Network system, and almost 2,900 members in Facebook. And we're reaching millions with the television, radio, and just everybody pressing the share button. easywaynews.com. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, make sure you subscribe and check out. You'll see this episode actually featured on easywaynews.com and rbllive.com if you want to connect with who you watch, rbllive.com. So not only can you listen to the show, not only can you watch the show, but you can connect and network and do business with who you watch when it comes to what we do here at Easy Way Network. So I'm excited. Yeah, we got two really special guests coming up today. The first guest is a good friend of mine, known him for a very long time, and he's a podcast and filmmaking, content creating guru. And the second guest is Carmelita's Corner, one of Carmelita's Corner's guests, and she's a artist, and she is an entrepreneur, unlike any other. And it's not my job to introduce her, so I don't really know how to do her justice. So I'll let Carmelita do that with her segment. But she's a marketer, a researcher, interviewer, podcaster, and she wants to make it a better world. So looking forward to Linda Hubbard and Brian Sebastian here soon. So Dad, I don't have the the normal awesome bridge music, the introduction music to the
hot topic is on
hot topics. Yeah. So just go ahead and we're going to go to commercial break. And then when we come back, we're going to go into the hot topics. So right after the commercial, just go right into the hot topics.
Welcome to Easy Way Podcast. Do you have a podcast? Maybe you want to create one. Let easywaypodcast.com make it a little easier for you and your guests. For only $99 a month, you can super boost your podcast, get more subscribers, advertisers, and manage everything all in one place. Easy Way Network.
Get seen and heard the easy way, get a larger reach, meet quality potential guests. You could be on Roku, Apple, Amazon, all mobile devices, and smart TVs streaming on Easy Way TV. Our network helps you get advertisers and people wanting to pay you for an interview, as well as brand credibility and more social media followers. Try it free. Register to easywaypodcast.com.
This is when you come in, Dad, and you say hello.
There it is. And it's hot topic time. today's kind of a unique day, guys, because it's very rare occurrence, a total eclipse, like the sun, total eclipse of the sun. So we have Arkansas, Texas, there's approximately Ohio, there's probably 10 states that might see this. And remember, if you're in these states, you don't want to look up and go, oh, look what's going on. I mean, you could glance at it. Some eye specialists say that you can look at it for a short time, like maybe 30 seconds or so. But you don't want to stare at what's happening. The sun will be blotted out. And, you know, you want to, if you can, get these special glasses. They have special glasses you can wear. But otherwise, it's going to get dark. It'll be unusual. So that should be enough. And then we have... okay, as far as the bridge goes, that a lot of people concerned in Baltimore, that's going to be a big tie-up. It's going to be a financial loss because there's, you have 150,000 people involved with the bridge, and a lot will be out of work. So they're going to be putting that together as fast as possible. They have the removal of the containers is going on now, and you're looking at anywhere from $1 to $5 billion taking several years to finish this up. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon warns inflation interest rates may remain elevated. And Caitlin Clark, the women's Iowa collegiate star for the Iowa Hawks, said her final farewell words, "I'll miss you." So that's, some interest. Well, I mean, that's a long career unless you get 4 years. She's a big star. So Russia-Ukraine Day 774. Zelensky is reaching out to the U.S. U.S. is putting a package together for $300 million for the latest military aid package.
And Dad, I got some news to add, and we have to get to our guests. We're kind of like way over time, but I got some news to add. So you guys heard in the beginning, that's one of the reasons we put that particular intro on. Retha Gray, known as Betty White's Off the Rockers from NBC, Lifetime. Is now a viral sensation. She's a big actress. She's been in How I Met Your Mother and just on and on and on, Netflix and just tons of stuff. But she is a viral sensation on a show called The Retirement House now on TikTok and Instagram. And they just had it on ABC. They were just interviewed the cast that they just broke over 1 billion views, 7 million subscribers. And these are I mean, man, these are some elderly seniors that are just funny as heck, and they dance, and they're very inspirational to other baby boomers and other people that are feeling like maybe they're a little too old or whatever it might be. And you guys can go to TikTok or go to EasyWay go to EasyWayNetwork.com, and you'll see the Retha Gray is one of our celebrity spokespeople, as well as that's the Retirement House right there, what you're looking at. She's in big support, and we're going to be doing, hopefully with the whole cast, a big interview with them. You'll see it on EasyWay News here pretty soon. But that's really cool. An elderly group of people that are all friends they broke 1 billion views. That's crazy. Amazing news. But Dad, hey, we got to get into our first guest. So Brian Sebastian is a friend of mine, and Brian has been in the industry for a long time. He's a dynamic, multifaceted, individual, and he's carved out a niche for himself in the world of entertainment. And he has a show called Movie Reviews and More that's garnered immensely. Their popularity has grown to 35 million views and counting. And the show Movie Reviews and More is a platform where Brian and his diverse group of co-hosts, they engage with lively conversations, a lot of celebrities, musicians, athletes, authors, writers, business moguls, media personalities, and really they review television shows and movies. He's on the EasyWay network. So if you create a free account on EasyWayNetwork.com, you can search Brian Sebastian and connect directly with him. And we do have a social network on our platform if you want to connect with who you listen to or who you watch today. So you guys look at the screen right here. It's just similar to what you're familiar with. A lot of other social networks like Facebook and LinkedIn. You can connect with anybody in our network, which is close to 2,500 something members. And Brian right here is our guest with movie reviews and more. So look up Brian on Easy Way I. And without further ado, let's bring him to the show and pick his brain a little bit. Brian, what's up, my man? How you doing?
Hey, Brian. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, Eric. First of all, I got to say this. Technology, when it works, it's great. When it doesn't, Eric, great job what you're doing, because most people would freak out. A lot of people would freak out and say, oh, we can't do this. We don't know how to do this. But not Eric. And I know how to do that too. It's you have to be able to adapt and adjust to things that could possibly go wrong. And as far as intros, Eric, this is the reason why I hate doing intros, because stuff will happen in the beginning and it's out of your control. So you just go with it and you do a good job. And I got to say this. I love the Easy Way newspaper, that Easy Way news magazine you were showing about. I didn't know about it. I'm like, this is great. How come I didn't know about it? And I love the fact that you get a chance to work with your dad. And Jim, it's good to see you, because I tell people around the world about you guys all the time. If it weren't for Eric introducing me to Edie Han, we would not be in Tennessee. We would not be doing what we're doing. We would not. It's simple. We would just not have the numbers. Who knew from meeting her on that yacht? And so I tell the story a couple times a week, and it doesn't go away. And I think Eric is a bigger connected than I am. We just do it different ways. I couldn't do what he does because that's like, it's a lot of work to do. And we both work our butts off doing what we're doing. That's what I got to say about that, first of all. So congratulations to you guys on that.
Well, thank you.
I got to hand it to him. Last minute stuff. I look at him and he's pretty calm and collected. I don't know what he's like in his mind, but when this tech stuff happens last minute and he has to put together all these pieces, it's pretty impressive. For me, I would just say no show today.
But I love I mean, Brian, you really were the perfect guest today. You really were, because the reason being is you're a host as well. You're a professional host. You've been doing this for a really long time. We met at the Hollywood Film Festival through the Celebrity Connected gifting suite, and that was 10 years back. I mean, I don't even know how long we've known each other at this point, but that it's just like being on stage. When you're on stage and you're hosting or whatever you're doing, if you fall, you got to make it look like you fell and you meant to do that. Make them laugh, and you just got to keep the motion moving. And that's, when you're live, especially streaming, it's all about keeping the motion moving and it's all about the audience. So last minute, we scrambled a little bit, and I am going to put Blog Talk Radio on blast. Come on, guys. This is like the 25th time we've had technical difficulties. Get your stuff together. But hey, let's get into your story, Brian. You've been a podcaster for a long time, a filmmaker. You're very integrated in the industry. You've helped a lot of people. Let's just get into your story and who you are and why you went down this road.
I always like opening with that, Brian. What was it that put you down this path? Because you could have been an engineer, you could have been anything. This is more of an entrepreneurial life. What started you down this road?
I always saw that people weren't getting their due. Whether it was mom and pop businesses, video stores going up against Blockbuster, which is what we did. I ran 3 stores called Extravaganza Video. And I said, how do we stay relevant? It's like till this day for businesses. If you can't adapt and adjust to the new changes, you're going to find yourself out of business. So there was no way I was going to have Blockbuster put us out of business. And then I started doing a show on movie reviews and more. I remember Public Access on Channel 3. That's how I started doing stuff. I got accredited through the MPAA, and they said this: you have to have 5 directors. And I'll never forget, the lady mentioned Steven Spielberg, Francis Ford Coppola, and 3 other people. And I was stuck at 2. I'm like, I don't know these people. They don't know me. There's no way I can get accredited by that. But what they didn't say was I could be the host and producer and create something from Public Access. And that's how we got accredited. And we were the very first and the only ones till this day to get accredited through the MPAA. And then from that, we ended up on list. I'm doing interviews, which Eric knows about. If you're not on a list, you're not getting invited. And Eric gets invited to a lot of stuff. And I get invited to a lot of stuff. But we can't cover everything these days, because as you're growing up in stature, the more people want to come out of the woodworks and they want to be your friends. Huh, Eric? And Jim, I know you see this too. And Lydia probably says the same thing. So I'm very careful on who I accept for friends. I've never been hacked. I've been very, very lucky at all of this stuff. But I call Eric a friend. And I've always said this, and Eric knows this. Eric, I will protect you from behind the scenes because of what you did. I will forever be indebted to what he did for us, because there's no way we would have over 12 million views and counting if I hadn't met Edie through Eric. No way.
Yeah, I appreciate
that. And we also, I want to make sure that we highlight Edie Hand, because Edie Hand is one of the top leaders and executives of National Media Women's Alliance or something like that. It's a major media organization. She's actually also happens to be Elvis Presley's cousin. And she's very, very integrated in the industry. So I love just being a master connector, man. I love knowing that EasyWay was able to make a change and a stamp in someone's life for the better, to move into a different direction. And speaking of doing that for people, you do that for people all the time as well. And you have a show called Movie Reviews and More, which is also on EasyWay Podcast Network. I want to highlight that. Your show is very easily found if you just go to easywaypodcast.com and you search Movie Reviews and More. You'll be able to find Brian's show, and I've seen that you've been doing pretty well. People have been hitting it. I definitely recommend you guys go subscribe and just look for Movie Reviews and More on EasyWay Podcast. And this is the show right here. Tell us more about the show and why somebody would want to listen to it, and 2, want to be a guest on it, 3, want to be an advertiser.
Well, the first one is we have 12 co-hosts, all women. And the last year and a half, we added one guy, Howard Wiggers, and then I have another one, Jimmy Van Wart. And it was one of the things in 2008, during the housing bubble crisis, I saw that women weren't being promoted in the world of dressage, in the world of fitness. And I said, I want to change that. I don't see anybody starting to do that. And then I said, we got to throw in kids, we got to throw in the toy industry and mom and pop businesses, because small businesses, that's how America was built. Still this day, it's still important. Jim, you know that to be true. So when it comes to these things, how do you go up against a corporation? You got to be able to do different things by working with them or working against them. And sometimes you got to rattle some cages to get things done. And then the other thing, like Terry Marie. Terry's been with me for 10 years. I didn't pick her. She came with me. Howard Wiggins is country royalty. His dad, with Eddie Arnold, started the Grand Ole Opry. Everybody in the world of country wants to perform there. His dad was one of the founders of that. So putting these people together like Tosh, and finding Chef Rachel Roberts out of Houston, Texas, and Nancy Potter out of Houston, Texas, and Linda Steele out of Chicago, international best-selling, and my other co-host, Victoria Renee. That's linked hands, Edie's son's wife. All this came from meeting Eric, believe it or not. And I just picked up the pieces and just went from it at that point, if that makes sense.
Well, it does. And thank you for sharing the back of the story. Is always awesome when you really learn it. And I always talk about how you never forget the stepping stones to your success. You never forget those stones that helped you get to, everybody. I don't know about you, Brian, but I grab my hater bricks. When people throw the hater bricks at me, I grab it and I build my castle, and you have been really the supporter of a lot of people that go through those obstacles and things like that. What's some cool advice? What's some great advice you can give to an up and coming podcaster, an up and coming content creator, filmmaker, to be able to get to their goals and dreams?
Be consistent. For me, we're on our 98th live show starting tomorrow. We're going to do it Wednesday. 98 live shows in a row. That means we go throughout the year. We haven't stopped. In the last 4 years of being on Talk for Media, K4HD Radio, we've only missed 2 shows. One, my engineer had a kidney infection, so she had to go to the hospital. We couldn't do the show. She was trying to get out of the hospital to do our show. I said, wait, it's not that important. We'll just start all over again. And then the first one was just, we were moving. I waited until the hour before the movies took out the internet, or else I would have done that show. So for me, no matter where I am cross country, I want to do that live show. The second thing about that is, everybody thinks they could do a podcast. Well, everybody can do a podcast, but not everybody can get those listeners, those subscribers, those followers, and those viewers. Not everybody can do that. And then the third thing about that is you got to be able to get good guests. We're always booked 4 months in advance. Always. We're into August right now. My problem is doing last minute things when a publicist, hey, Brian, can we get our client on the show next week? I'm like, we're booked 4 months in advance. We're packed. We're always packed. Eric's been on when we had 9 people. We always have 8, 9 people on. 4 co-hosts, myself is 5, 2 or 3 guests. Always our shows are like that. It's a rarity that someone drops out. And that's a great thing. But also it comes to preparation. And Eric knows this. He's a mogul. He runs all this stuff. I love the fact that you work with Dad. You wouldn't pay me to work with my family. First of all, they don't get me. They don't understand me. And then the other thing is, the reason why I'm always working with the people to try to help them, I know what it's like to be told, Brian, you're not a black outlet. Well, the last thing I checked, I'm still black. I may not act it, I may not sound like it, but I am. But the thing about that is, I know what it's like to not get invited to things, not to be syndicated when I started up. Oh, you can only be in here to syndicate it. And then they make the rules up as they go. So you got to be able to be a couple steps ahead of them, because if you see something going on over here, pay attention to it, because you may have to adapt really quickly, just like Eric did his show. If you watch what he was doing beforehand, he was doing all kinds of things. Not a lot of people in the world can do that.
Definitely a multitasker. You have to know your tech. And if you don't keep up with this stuff, I mean, you guys have amazing opportunity today with this tech. And some companies, I won't mention their names, they didn't keep up with it and they're no longer there. We have a big shopping center out here. It's in a great part of town, a lot of business in the area. And yet the shopping center is closed and it's literally leveled now because the technology, it's everything's different today. They're shopping in other places and you have an opportunity to reach out like it was never around. Back in the 60s, you didn't have that opportunity. And like you say, you can become a podcaster net, but then you have to go to the next step. And how can you resource that and get the views, get the clicks and everything?
Well, there's podcasts.
And I always say this, it's always TV, radio, podcasting. That's how I started. I always say that because I thought podcasting was an insulting thing because everybody could do one, but not everybody can really do one.
Yeah.
There's podcasting, then there's the business of podcasting. Like when you actually get into the business of podcasting, are you monetizing? Do you know what product placement is? Do you know about how to license? There's so much that goes into repurposing content. A lot of people are coaches. A lot of people are trying to make money online, and it all is repurposing content. But unfortunately, Brian, we're kind of out of time, and we'll have you back, and let's make sure that let's put a pin in that. Okay. When we have Brian back, we're going to go into the repurposing of content portion of things. But Brian, again, I want to make sure we get as many subscribers as possible for you. Go to easywaypodcast.com, guys. Look for movie reviews and more. And in closing, would you mind giving an opportunity to maybe be on your show and hit millions of viewers? So we'll toss that out. If you guys do subscribe to movie reviews and more, you can get an opportunity to be seen by millions of people and get on movie reviews and more on Easy Way Podcast. And Brian, the last minute or so, is there anything that we missed you want to cover?
I got to say this real quick. Denzel Washington said this: there's no show without the business. And I always say this: if you see someone out a smile, please give them one of yours, because the world needs it. Things are not getting better for a lot of people. So these platforms, these outlets like this is what we're supposed to be doing, helping, not being me. That's not how I started. I'm more behind the scenes person than in front of the camera. The only reason I did in front of the camera because I couldn't find someone else really good to do it. So I said, okay, it's like Thoros and Endgames from Marvel. Never mind, I'll just do it myself. Yeah. That's what you have to do sometimes.
Well said.
Sometimes, but not all the time. All the time you get burnt out. That's where
Exactly.
So guys, in closing, I want to encourage you guys to go look for Brian Sebastian on the Easy Way Network. So if you go to easywaynetwork.com and you create your free account, you can actually go to the Wall of Fame on Easy Way Network. We actually have a back-end dashboard that manages everything that we provide as far as giving you exposure and visibility and branding, etc. But you can look for Brian Sebastian on the Easy Way Network, and you click on members. And then you just type in Brian and you'll see over 2,500 members. And then you just click on whatever profile you want to connect with. And then you'll learn a lot more about Brian and get you a chance to be on the show. Click on the connect button and you can reach directly out to him real time and send him a message. Thank you so much, Brian. We'll see you on the Mega Pitch Party on April 11th. And
I will be there. I will be there for the couple people from Tennessee coming on.
All
all
right.
right. I appreciate it.
Thank you,
And
Brian.
you've been a
Thank you,
fantastic
guys.
guest.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate you, my friend. We appreciate you. So coming up next, guys, is when you hear that sound, that means that Carmelita's Corner
That's
is
right.
coming up, and Carmelita is a award-winning, who actually has awards named after her. She's an award-winning artist, podcaster, and just total superstar. We so appreciate you, Carmelita. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring Carmelita to the stage. There's the music. Here we go. If we can hear her, Carmelita, are you there? Carmelita, talk on the microphone. There
I'm
you
There she
listening
is.
to the music. Is it there?
Yeah, you're good to go. Go ahead and start your segment.
Okay. We're taking a different route today. Eric, I got to commend you for being so flexible. And this,
That's
and
for
I
sure.
want to commend Linda and Barbara and all of our friends who are joining us today. Welcome, Linda. Linda Kane Hubbard. I see you.
Great. It's good
Yeah,
to be.
I can just be represented with my photograph if that's okay, because I never did really get a chance to get myself together. But we're here, and we've got a lot to say. You and I, we had a great conversation this morning. I always call my guests before the show, and we get warmed up, and they get welcomed. And Linda has a lot to say. She's quite a accomplished artist. She has basically put together a framework for her books by her travels to exotic far places in the world, like Nepal, for example, where she met the Dalai Lama himself, my goodness, and where she's been to the Amazon, and where she's met with the Guerra warriors and so on. I put up your artwork on the Facebook page. I wish we could show it now since we're on Zoom, but you're a wonderful artist, and you're going to be also hosting with Barbara Cordova and Lala and the rest of the Artists for a Better World group, of which I am a part. And that's coming up shortly. Oh, look at, there it is. Eric found it. It's on the Facebook page. That's one of your beautiful roses, as a matter of fact, which is very significant to me. The Rose Breast Cancer Society is, as those of you who know me, is a living memorial for my mother who had breast cancer, but she was a very gifted, multi-talented artist, and she made it possible for me to have the success that I've enjoyed up until this time, and still working at it. And I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do when I grow up.
I understand
Well,
that.
thank you, Eric. He's even showing my website. But we want to get back to you, Linda, and Artists for a Better World, Barbara Cordova. She is the founder and the CEO, and this has been an act of love, a journey of love, and I've been blessed to have been in on the very beginning. I am one of the founding members way back when. And Artists for a Better World does so much for the arts community. There it is, Artists for a Better World.
Yes,
And
I
the
met
logo,
Barbara
beautiful
in
logo.
90, believe it or
And
not.
Barbara has now established it in Los Angeles, Tennessee, and Florida. And here's how you can connect with them. Linda, can you tell them about the upcoming World Art Day event that's coming up this coming Saturday, April the 13th, and how they can attend or get involved?
Sure, absolutely. It's going to be to celebrate World Art Day. It's usually celebrated for Leonardo da Vinci's birthday. And so all around the world, people are having their art shown or some kind of event to celebrate. And so we're going to have one on the 13th, which is Saturday, starting at 4 o'clock. And basically, we show a lot of the arts, basically paintings, some of the things I've done, I'll be showing. And then all the things that other people are doing, as well as books. I wrote a book. This is one of my books. This is, it's called Journey to Nepal. And basically that was when I was about 20, and I took off and I traveled the world, and I saw every type of person, people, religion, any kind of thing that you could think of. I went halfway around the world just to see what was there and find out if, what was true, what was not true, how are people in different lands. And I found out that most people are very similar in what they care about. They care about family, they care about friends, their religion, or what they believe in, and they try to do the best they can in whatever field that they seem to excel in. And right now we're very fortunate in the US to have anything open to, and people that are young people that want to start a podcast, such as, some of the people that you've had on your show. So basically, I love being in a nonprofit, and I think that artists are one of the best things that, create all the beauty in the world, but also they, as far as books and things that they say, it's very, very interesting. So I've been an artist, painting and drawing since I was a kid, and my grandmother taught me, and then I went to art school, and I got a scholarship to England, and I traveled. And that's how it was an entree to the world. So I want to tell young people that their art is an entree, whether you're, in sports, you're a pro in painting, you're a writer, podcaster, whatever it is. If you're, if that's what you love, then do it, because people understand that. They understand that you really love what you do, and then show products that you actually created and you're proud of. So, and we need some more joy in the world these days. I think everybody would agree to that, right, Carmelita?
Absolutely, yes. And art does bring joy. It is also healing.
That's right. That's right. Because many a time I spend a lot of hours outside painting something, getting it just right. And I was so calm afterwards. It's a very calming process, but also singing, playing music, musicians, all of the things that you can do that are in the arts, as well as theater and, basically anything that is considered an art. And I really want people to take a look at what's the art in their life. What kind of art can they create? What do they want to put out? What kinds of things make them happy? And that's the kind of things that I always encourage other artists to do. And we help artists in our group. I do an analysis because I'm good with marketing, and we actually find out what kinds of things that the artists can do that they're maybe not thinking of, and how they can put it online and various things like that we have videos on our website on Artists for a Better World that show them. I did one of the first videos on how to market your art. And basically we got a lot more on how you can take it and use AI. And that one is really good by a pro that is in one of our groups. So please show that email as far as Artists for a Better World, because that one is really important for people to join up and actually get a lot of inspiration. And I help a lot of the artists with analysis, and I can help with anything they need, really, but I can direct them to the right place as well, where they actually will get help. So that's what I wanted to say on that. And I love being in a nonprofit. I got another nonprofit I'm in too. And that's one of my favorite things besides Trend Creators. And Trend Creators is a market research company, because I believe that even in the arts, you have to research about what you want to do. What's the first step you take? You find out all about it. Who's doing it now? Who's really proficient at it? Who you want to have as a mentor? How do you want to do it? What are they doing? Who's successful? Going online and check. all those things have to do with researching. So we do peer research and we do surveys, we do interviews and all of that. And then we tabulate it and give the results. And we always give a, exactly a comprehensive recommendation. So that's another thing that I love doing, Artists for a Better World, but also trend creators. It really helps artists be able to be in business. So over to you, Carmelita. Is there any questions you have?
Well, I think you've done a very fine job of making a presentation, and I was very happily surprised to see the video to give people a better idea of what Artists for a Better World is like. It's just really a wonderful thing that has been started many years. Barbara Cordova has headed the whole thing as the founder. And we are so proud of her achievement, and it continues to grow. And you have been a wonderful board member and continuing to do the things that you do to promote. And you're also an art marketing person. Can you tell the audience what that means with what you do with trend creators?
Oh, well, I did a little bit, but what we do is we find out going through whatever the artist's venue is it a writer, is a painter, is it a filmmaker, whatever, and find out what is it that they're doing now and what else could they do, and some of the successful actions, which are a lot of them are just you research online and find out who's doing what, are they doing something similar to what you're doing, and find out what they do and try to duplicate it and see what you can do with your own creativity. So that's one of very simple things is research it, find out, rather than sitting there thinking, oh, I really want to do this art project or this film or whatever, and you have no idea. Well, find out who's doing what are they doing, who's actually started. And some people have started at very, humble beginnings and now are doing incredible things. We have one person in our group that worked with Spielberg, and he's an older gentleman now. But honestly, lots of tips, lots of things he can share with other people, but also someone else that maybe is a pro at the technology. And there's one in our group in Florida that knows all about the technology these days and how you can take that and use it to your advantage to get your work out, your work seen, or whatever you're doing seen. So those are two examples of how you can use research. And I really tell my guys, please use some research and I'll help you find what you want to find. If you just want to let me know. Okay, so that's really it.
Well, that's wonderful, Linda. And I would like for you to give out the website for Artists for a Better World, and also your website for trend creators.
It's trend, TRENDCREATORS, trendcreators.com. That's it, simple, trendcreators.com. And I love your show, and I'm really glad that there's something like this out here to let, anyone be able to talk about something that they know will help others.
And Barbara just threw out the website address for Artists for a Better World, too. Can you repeat that for the people that didn't see that?
World.com. Artists for a Better World, .art. The only thing difference is Artists for a Better World.art, A-R-T.
That's very unique.
There's a lot of artists.
Oh, there it is. Barbara put it back up again. Okay.
Art.
Well, we want to thank you for being a wonderful guest, Linda.
Great.
It's almost time for us to get on our horse and ride off into the sunset, as I always say. And Jim and Eric, I think you guys pulled it off.
You're never too old to try something new.
I agree 100%. And Linda, I love what you do.
Absolutely.
Love to chat with you more offline. And I encourage you to use Carmelita's invite code, Carmelita. And if you go to Easyway, letter E, letter Z, easywaynetwork.com, you can create an account and set up a profile and get involved with our network and get to spread the word, spread the message on what you're what you're doing. We also have a platform where you can take all the events that you discussed today on the show, and you can actually upload it into our event system. And we have hundreds of events that we promote yearly. And I'm going to go ahead and pop it up on it's easywayevents.com. And I just think that might be a valuable resource. Well, I like what you're doing. And you know, you can see a lot of our members post a lot of different events. So you can post your events on there, and you can post a lot of stuff, get the word out there more. Thank you for being an awesome guest. And how did you enjoy your Easy Way experience, your Carmelita Pittman, Carmelita's Corner first experience?
It was great. Carmelita, I've known her in person, and now just seeing how she's doing such a good podcast for everybody. And I love that she's sharing what she knows, and she's letting others share what they know, because it needs to get out there. I'll tell you, there's a lot of people looking for some answers, and they need help.
100%. Yes, I agree. And you know, anybody that's watching wants to tune in, you can tune into rbllive.com. As you can see, we are live and direct right now. The show is live, and you can see it real time. And make sure you take a look at the updates on whatever's happening with each episode. And you can, like, for instance, the event you were talking about, we can actually put a link right there, right under the show, so people can go right to it. Nice meeting you, Linda, and thank you so much for coming on. We're going to finish up the show here, but like I said, I'll get your information from Carmelita. We'll chat a little bit. Love what you're doing.
Thank you, Linda.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, Linda.
Bye, Carmelita. We love you.
I love you all.
We all love Carmelita, and we love the guests. And we've had a lot of actual fans asking questions. We've had a lot of people actually commenting in our forum, in our little chat forum on Easy Way I. And unfortunately, guys, we just, because of the technical difficulties, we weren't ready to get to your questions and answers. But what we're going to recommend that everybody does is Linda's going to create an account if you want to talk to Linda, and Brian already has an account. And if you go to easywaynetwork.com, you're going to end up getting a dashboard just like this. And then you can actually go to Easy Way I, which is our version of like a social network, like a Facebook or a LinkedIn. And Linda and Brian can post right here, and then you can reply and you can comment, and you can get right involved with that. We also have our radio group. Okay, guys. So we encourage check out Podcast Connections, Podcast Connect, and everything that we do with all the podcasters that we have. We have 20 different podcasters, podcast shows. You can actually follow everything right here on Podcast Connect. So that's easyway.com/podcast connect if you want to get connected to our guests. But Dad, another awesome show. As
absolutely
that everybody said, you know, we pulled it off, and you know, I just want to.
Well, you pulled it off, Eric. Yeah, I don't know how you do it. I mean, no panic. You just do all the technical stuff you have to go into, and contacting everybody and changing everything. The whole show is like, it takes a long time to do this, and you recreated the whole thing in minutes. I don't know how you do it.
How does the saying goes? The show must go on.
Yeah.
But I mean, it you know, I've been doing this for like 24 years, but I'm a tech guy, and you know, you gotta just, there's no point in being stressed and worrying, because that's not going to change anything.
No.
You know, and I believe that our Easy Way family, I believe that our community, I love you guys so much. They don't, you know, they love us. They know that there's going to be technical difficulties. They don't care. And so the show's a little bit late. So what? You know, we still got the information out, and it's being put out there. And by the way, guys, if you want to press the share button and help us spread the word, we do have easywaynews.com. That's how all of our events is on the news calendar. You want to take a look at that. Our guests today, Brian Sebastian and Linda Hubbard, great information. You can go to the actual news blog. So if you actually go to easywaynews.com, this is actually the featured story right now. It's the featured show. We also have easywaymagazine.com, the recent issue. I'm the trend-setting digital disruptor, so we had a lot of new additions to the network, so we put me on the cover. But you guys do have the option to be on the next cover of Easy Way Magazine. So yeah, reach out to us, easywaynetwork@gmail.com, and then you'll see right there the featured news post of today's show. And we'll be updating this as well. And if you guys have any questions and comments, you can actually go down to the bottom, and you can comment to our guests on Easy Way News. I'm sorry, Dad,
I wanted to mention BBC, bbccharity.org. Better Vision for Children is our nonprofit, and it supports awareness. It brings awareness to children's vision issues, and it also we support research and testing of children, and that's our part one vision, because 50% of parents don't have their kids tested. So we want to eliminate that, and a serious issue can be averted if they just do the testing. And our second vision is giving a vision for children's future in the foster community or underprivileged children, allowing them to see various situations they get involved in, livelihoods, and by mentoring and so on and so forth, and giving them experience with proper etiquette, some sports, maybe teach them how to golf, the basics of all this, and then bringing them to various businesses. That's our vision for part two and our field trips to get involved with.
Yeah, definitely, Dad. And if anybody wants to follow up on that, if you guys want to support, we're always looking for donors. Again, you can go to easywaynetwork.com. Once you create your free account, you can actually reach out to my dad by going to the Wall of Fame, which is our directory. Basically, we just call it the Wall of Fame because it makes you famous. And then you can actually search James onto the Wall of Fame, and then you can look for my dad's account, which is right there. And then you can simply click on connect, and you can message him and reach directly out to him if you want to get more involved with the BVC, or you can go to bvc@bvccharity.org. We're always looking for donors, always looking for support. And we do have a big event coming up, Dad. We should tell them more about the big event coming up December 15th to benefit.
December 14th in Mission Viejo. It's a beautiful facility. It's got beautiful patio areas, and it's going to be Better Vision for Children, bringing awareness to the nonprofit, and the location is just very spacious, and like I said, we're going to show some videos of what the venue is like, and it'll be bringing the Easy Way Awards. We'll be supporting the Better Vision for Children situation too.
Yeah, I actually did a video at the at the venue, and it was such a nice venue. I just had to it was such a nice venue. There's going to be 3 monitors set up on that stage, and there's multiple different rooms. There's outside patio. It was raining at the time, so you can see how big the patio is, where you can actually put vendor booths there as well. This is where we can put the red carpet. I mean, the carpet's going to be well over 40 feet long, most likely, because it's a very long walkway when you first walk up. And there's really amazing meet and greet rooms. You can see there's really awesome, business meeting rooms and banquet dining hall. I mean, it's an amazing venue. And let's talk a little bit more, Dad, about what is actually going to happen as far as the run of show and the day-to-day, and why someone would want to get a ticket, because you can get a ticket early on, guys, and save more money as like an early bird special. You can book your table early on. And then the other thing too is it's not just Better Vision for Children. It's not just we're doing an event for them, but we're actually featuring the 4th annual Easy Way Awards Golden Gala. And we will be announcing nominees and our presenters and all that stuff pretty soon. So we'll be looking at all of our Easy Way family and see who we're going to be nominating this year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We'll be bringing people on stage that have have the expertise in the field, and that can share what the situation is with amblyopia and myopia, and what the testing procedures are like. We'll have testing at the facility, and we'll have stories of people that, like, for instance, to show you how serious it is, President Carter's grandchildren had vision issues like this. It doesn't make any difference. Anybody could be affected. And we'll have people up there sharing their experience and what to look for and testing. And we'll have entertainment, of course, and then we'll be moving into the awards, and everybody's supporting. It's just amazing. And then, like I said, I do field trips, and this is bringing awareness to these issues we go out to different areas, and I'll be taking children in the foster community and underprivileged children to various locations. Like I'll take them to a science center, to maybe a auto museum, or say a Shelby museum or something like that, and open the door to technology and what they could be involved with that. I mean, they may not have any idea. Maybe to a medical center to see what it's like in the medical career, a fire department, like I said, engineering, whatever. But I'll also be taking them to show etiquette, so if they go somewhere, they have proper etiquette. And then maybe to a driving range, like I mentioned earlier. So because a lot of business is done on the golf course, these are different situations that they may never have an opportunity to get involved with, and I'll have certificates at the end of each day, and they could get little booklets on what they just did, and they could share them with other children when they get back in the foster community.
Great mentor program for kids and their vision, goals, and dreams, and then also Better Vision for Children helps the actual physical vision, myopia and amblyopia. And if you want to know more information, guys, you can actually email my dad. I'll just give him your email. Is that cool, James?
Yeah.
JamesEasyway@gmail.com. If you guys want to get directly a hold of my dad, or you can email easywaynetwork@gmail.com. But another awesome, great show. I want to encourage everybody to go register to easywaypitchparty.com. easywaypitchparty.com. We have our mega pitch party coming up. I'm gonna play this quick commercial to give you more information, and I hope to see you guys there. Great opportunity to get some free exposure as well as network with the high quality, incredible people.
Join us every other Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for our Easy Way Pitch Party.
And here,
spin to win our wheel.
Can you see the screen and hear it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure. I just want to make sure. All right, we're going to go ahead and bring that back. Sorry about that.
Join us every Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for our Easy Way Pitch Party. Spin to win our wheel of opportunity. Come pitch your purpose. Listen to other speakers. Some of our featured celebrity speakers are Bai Ling, Lauren Powers, Catherine Coven-Bettino, Mark Victor Hansen, Bill Walsh, Omar Periu, Ken Davidian, Kevin Sorbo, Judge Joe Brown, and many others. You pitch it, we promote it. We can even give you IMDb credits. All this and more. Call 424-209-9290. Oh, and don't forget about our affiliate program, guys, because you can make money while you do it the easy way as well. And want to encourage you guys, all the podcasters out there. We are now, you saw the commercial in the beginning of the show. We are now super boosting your podcast. We have a podcast assistant system. You can get subscribers directly to your podcast. You can actually manage all your subscribers in the back end of your podcast now, and everything's in our dashboard. So you simply click on podcast, and then you can go to, like, I'll go to the subscribers for Radio Boomers Live, and you can manage all your subscribers. And if you want to blast those subscribers to let them know when you're doing something, you can simply click on one button, hit all your subscribers at one time, and then you can send a mass blast email directly to them through our system. There's ways that people can go to your profile. They can submit to be a guest, they can submit to be an advertiser, and there's so much more. We have the whole update system. It's an incredible system, and it is only $99 a month to use that platform. We give a 7-day free trial. So thanks so much, guys, for tuning in to Radio Boomers Live here on RBLlive.com, Easy Way Podcast, with myself and my dad, James Zulli, as the host, Carmelita Pittman for Carmelita's Corner. If you want to be a guest on Radio Boomers Live, you can submit to be a guest on easywaypodcast.com or email easywaynetwork.com. And we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Please tell your friends, press the share button. Don't forget to subscribe, and stay tuned for the next Monday. Our next guest coming up next Monday is going to be Tony Guran Narcia, who owns a massive podcast system as well, that we're going to be doing some incredible stuff with to boost Easy Way Podcast. And thanks so much, guys. We'll catch you guys next week. Easy Way time, same Easy Way channel. See you later.
So, guys, Radio Boomers Live.